Hey guys, welcome to another lesson with me, Stunner2150. Today's lesson is going to be on graphics cards. But before I start this lesson, if you hear loud beats and noise, it's the retarded people next door playing drums, and it's really annoying and they suck at it. Anyways, let's begin. Now, as you guys can see here, I have two 8800 GS's from NVIDIA laying around my house. I have no use for them because I haven't finished building my desktop gaming computer. I actually plan on selling these. Anyways, since I have these laying around, I figured I'd make a tutorial on graphics cards. Now, this is going to be a quick tutorial. I'm not going to get into gaming aspects. I'm not going to get into frequencies. While this does have a 580 megabyte core, 384 megabytes of DDR3 RAM. Anyways, a graphics card, when you purchase it, it looks like this. Okay, now once you get past that, you're going to come across a box that looks like this, or something similar. When you open it up, you'll see foam casing around it, and you'll see it inside of an anti-static bag. Now what that anti-static bag does is, let me take this out real quick. Just put this over here. What an anti-static bag does is your body has electric current running through it at all times. What I recommend you doing is having an anti-static wrist guard hooked up to something metal, or if you want to be brave and use your own fingers like I do, touch something metal that isn't painted on to get the electricity out of your body. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this out so you all can see it. And this is basically what a graphics card looks like, or your graphics card may vary depending on what model it is, but if you have the model that I have, you'll have this one. Now this works on a PCI Express 2.0 bus, as you can see. It will run on a PCI Express 1.0, but it will run at half the bandwidth speed. It will slow down, you won't get the full potential out of it. Now, I'm going to find a screwdriver and show you the inner workings of it. Okay, so this is what a raw, naked graphics card looks like. This is all it is. Right. It's that thin, capacitors and stuff on it, connectors for your monitor. And right in the middle is the GPU, also known as the graphics processing unit. Now, the reason why it looked so bulky before was this. This is a heatsink. It is pure copper with a flat mirror base, okay? Or in most cases it's a flat mirror base. And this is where the GPU sits. It's covered in gook because that is thermal compound. What it does is it... excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyways, these things are rather pretty heavy, and what they do is they transfer heat to from the GPU, since these things get extremely hot, onto the copper, which the fan is then activated and pushes air through fins like this. I don't know if you can see that, but it pushes through fins like this, and thus dissipating heat from the GPU. Heat is a major enemy to graphics cards, processors, lots of parts of the computers. So thus efficient heatsink is recommended. Now when you get into the high-end graphics cards, you're not going to get a flat graphics card that looks this thin. It's actually going to be two of these put together with a heatsink twice, maybe 3 times bigger than this. And when you get to the really expensive ones, the $500 to $400 and up cards, you'll probably get massive loud heatsinks. Preferably you're going to want to take those standard heatsinks off and put water cooling heatsinks, liquid cooling. So that's the inner workings of a graphics card. Now with that said, I would like to explain what a graphics card is mainly used for, at general purpose and advanced purposes. A graphics card, you can benefit from it when you have Mac OS X 10 Leopard, Snow Leopard, Windows Vista, Windows 7. The GUI interface on that, on Vista it's fairly intensive depending on your computer model. while on the other ones but you benefit on a graphics card because it looks so much better, it moves so much smoother, and it doesn't depend on your CPU and your RAM and stuff like that. But the main reason for graphics cards is gaming, or 3D rendering, and CAD, and video editing, and GPU processing. Graphics cards are used for video game and 3D rendering for the simple fact that they're multi-cored, multi-threaded. Basically, even an old graphics card can outperform some of the newest CPUs, like the Intel Core i7. The graphics card that I showed you previously can just crush a Core i7 basically, because of it's made for 3D computing, so it has to be extremely fast. It has to be able to process multiple threads of information at an extreme pace. The reason why graphics cards have to be so powerful also would be because video games nowadays are so intensive and they look so realistic, and people don't put into consideration how intensive a video game is. Every bullet that is shot out of every gun around you, and including your character, has to be mathematically mapped to where it's going to hit, and once it hits, how the debris is going to come out, or what it hits, the sounds, the zooming, the 3D effects, everything goes into the graphics card and it has to be processed through there, which is the reason why they're so powerful and they outperform CPUs. Pretty soon, hopefully, I hope to see GPUs replace CPUs, or central processing units, simply because of the fact that they just crush CPUs. Simple as that. That concludes my video tutorial on GPUs, graphics cards, and what they're used for.